Hey, welcome to Automation Notes. Brought to you by DocDigitizer, the Automation Notes podcast is a collection of new and inspiring insights about intelligent automation. We'll discuss with the world's leading intelligent automation minds the most recent trends, success stories, and promising projects in the intelligent automation space. But before we dive into today's show, if you want to take your automation projects to an all-new level, leveraging critical data locked in your documents, photos, or emails, visit DocDigitizer.com and find out how you can deploy the world's most reliable intelligent document processing platform in less than one day. Thanks to its proprietary technology using the most advanced AI breakthroughs in cognitive automation, natural language processing, and a built-in expertly designed human-in-the-loop, DocDigitizer offers the world's first all-inclusive intelligent document processing platform. You can get 100% accurate data from nearly any document with close to zero setup and a full pay-per-use model all into a single API call. Whether you're looking to process a simple invoice, streamline your customer onboarding journey, or get data from your legal contracts, DocDigitizer will be your trusted IDP partner. They also offer unusual features like handwrite support, complex table data extraction, fraud detection, and out-of-the-box integration with UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, and many other automation tools. So stop spending months getting datasets and training models to deploy an IDP tool, and then end up with costly human-in-the-loop data validation on every single document. DocDigitizer offers an all-in-one, fully managed API, making intelligent document processing truly easy. But don't just take my word for it. Take the word of leading global 2,000 organizations, all loving and using DocDigitizer to unlock hyper-automation over complex and unstructured mission-critical processes. Head over to DocDigitizer.com and start your all-inclusive IDP journey. But it is now time for another incredible Automation Notes show.
Hello and welcome to our show. My name is João Fernandes, founder and CEO of DocDigitizer, and I will be your host for today's episode of Automation Notes. Today we have an amazing guest, Graham from Argo Labs. It's always a pleasure having vendors and automation vendors on our show. They bring a lot of different perspectives, which I think are very relevant for people that are buying technology. So thank you very much, Graham, for being on our show.
You're welcome, Joe. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So for the people that don't know Argo Labs and don't know you, can you share what you do?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, actually, my day job is working for a company called Agilicis, which is in the UK. But also, as a non-exec board director, I help companies look at particular areas, especially technology companies. And I supported RPA Supervisor, and that has just grown exponentially with Eric Klein, etc. And then the other one with Argo Labs, because I've worked in the industry for some years, and I've been looking at the big vendors. I've used to work for the big vendors, and something was missing. And one thing I found with Argo Labs, and a gentleman called Shige Sato, who is their CEO and one of the founders, amazing story, amazing platform, and something I wanted to get involved with. And involved it from a volunteering point of view, but also how I can shape my industry to look at other areas than just the big four. So there you go. So let's shall we?
And how did Argo start? So I think you started a couple of years ago. You mentioned the founder. I must say that I was very impressed when I met him. How did you guys start, and what has been your path from that point to where you are today?
Sure. The history goes back to 2017, and before then, it started in the gaming community. And being a gamer, and many of my colleagues are all gamers, and I've slowly stood back from being a gamer. But it started looking at how games were being built and how the obstacles, let's say the wall was there, and how do the shall we say, the soldier or something to get over the wall, or Mario Kart going around. How did they do that? And part of that was some of the machine learning, watching, observing people play the game. And very quickly after that, Argo Labs identified that actually this is a automation platform. This is an intelligent automation platform. This is actually what we can do, is pull away from the gaming and actually create something that's worthwhile to the market. And it started in South Korea, in Japan, Asia, and it's grown exponentially. It really has, with Shige being in the US, Young Kim and Joe Chow, who are two other founders, are actually in Korea and Japan. So it is grown literally from the gaming community. Like a lot of things come from the gaming community.
It's really impressive, because I was not expecting that story. So having this roots on gaming and providing this amazing platform nowadays to allow companies to automate their processes is really an amazing journey. I researched a little bit your website, and at some point I was struggling to understand if you consider yourselves more a BPM tool or an RPA or even a mix. So what would be your answer to that?
Okay. The terminology, which is something I believe RPA in the industry, is something that was started many years ago with Blue Prism. It started within the banking industry. So with the words RPA, robotic process automation, actually we've now moved on. So it's probably more of an intelligence automation platform. You've got the BPM area, you've got intelligence automation. It's actually merging of everything, all technologies together. So I would say that we're more considered as a full end-to-end. So something from you receive a document, you identify that document, we've got building blocks partners taking that document, digitizing that document, identify the information on that, and then pushing it through an automation process. And part of that is bringing business processing as well as automation together. But then on top of that is looking at data, how we've got building blocks such as pandas, which is embedded in the platform, and we'll probably discuss that later. But I would probably say we're a mix. We're very hybrid and also very fluid in the way that we want to work. There's a lot of highly intelligent people within the company, and we've come up with many, many different ideas, and our partners are phenomenal. They support us what we're doing. Our customers just keep growing. And when we work with our customers, we try to keep some of our USPs quite private, and so that the other competitors don't get the hand on that. When I say competitors, it's not the automation competitors, it's their business competitors, because Argo Labs is totally different. They're very fluid in the way that actually they manage business processing, but also how they manage the intelligent automation world.
I got exactly that perspective on your website. It's really a different approach, targeting probably some common processes that you target with RPA, but following a completely different approach, which might open doors for a lot of really nice things. One of the quotes that caught my attention was, and I'm now quoting, an ultimate low-code platform that takes 10 minutes to set up and 90 minutes to learn. So I found this statement very bold. So can you share a little bit more details about how can this be reached? How can Argo Labs be deployed? And what is the learning curve that you have? Why is this so easy?
Right, okay. So first of all, it's built on Python. Now, Python is the world's fastest, largest code base that is exponentially growing every single day. School children are working on it. Adults are actually taking it on as a new coding platform. It's not C#, and it's something that it's open source to everybody to use. Now, when I first started going into this, it's a case of right, I need to get IT permission, I need to do some downloads, I need to get this done, I need to go through CISO, I need to get all that complex just to get a platform and to play with it. So I downloaded it on my Windows machine, and then actually started downloading it less than 10 minutes, depending how fast your internet broadband is. But then on top of that, you give them the options of what you want to play with. So you got PAM, you got Stew, or you got Stew and PAM and Supervisor. Now, anybody can go to a web page, they can download it, and it will take less than 10 minutes to download. And then you just follow a sequence, and it's a very simple sequence. And you can have it hosted locally, or you can have it hosted in your own private cloud. It's up to you how you want to do it. But once it's yours, it is yours. That's it. And nobody else has got control of it. Now, part of that is the training. Now, because it's the mentality of where the software and the platform is built, we want to keep it simple and very, very easy to use. So we wanted to make sure that our training was simple and easy to use. And we've got the rocket ship, the rocket start, and it's there literally 90 minutes. Well, it's actually about 94 minutes. It's not the best training videos that we've got, but we'd rather do our development, we'd rather give our customers and then work on the other stuff behind. But literally, the 90 minutes provides you with enough information to start clicking and dragging and dropping our little building blocks into an area so you can actually start working on your own automation. Now, part of that is that it does take 90 minutes, and you can actually say it's a bold statement, but it is actually a true statement. We've had clients working for Amazon have downloaded it, and literally they've downloaded it. We've had one call. They've watched the videos. They've watched some of the support they've got, and actually they've now actually built their own solutions using Amazon selling and also recouping from Shopify, which is the platform behind the back of Amazon, so that they can save 4 or 5 hours a day. And actually, when you listen to very easy processes like that, and actually reaching out very fast, it is something that it is hard to believe, but it's actually true. It is very easy.
I must say that I love your, and I think this is very related with the fact that you support your technology in Python. I think the open source mindset is very embedded in the way you do everything. At least as far as I got from the materials that you share with partners, is very community aligned, is very focused on delivering value to the community, which I think touches a lot of the things that you mentioned when it comes to the way you do the training and put this in the hands of people to test. So I think this is has a huge value. And my background is software development, and I developed a lot with Python. I know that spirit is very valuable for people that are used to work with Python.
It is. You're right. It is. You're right. And when you talk about open source, the software is open source. The Python is open source. But once we actually clamp it down into the platform, it's very strict, it's very ruggedized, and the security measures that anything goes through is just second to none. So there is an element of trying to bring new youth to the platform, but also part of that is working with Raspberry Pi, working with chip manufacturers, and said, right, here we go, this is what we've got, you can put it down, we can work with it. And we've done some really good proof of concepts, proof of value with the likes of Raspberry and the Raspberry Pi team of BlackBerry Jam. And it is good fun.
Awesome story. You in your website, you have a lot of success stories. So what can you pick one to share with our audience and understanding so our audience can understand what drove that success?
Okay, sure. One thing I just wanted to quote. I met a lady called Kanita Kapoor, and she's a technologist, a global technologist. And she said something to an audience that we're a part of, is that if you want to see what's going to happen in the UK or America, look to the east. And we always look to the east. We look to Korea, we look to Japan and the Pacific, and it's very, very true. I get to see that as a vision, which is phenomenal. So one thing that I can actually do is one particular partner that we've got and a client, and this client in particular is in the utility industry, selling gas, and part of it's gas company, and the gas company, they wanted to make sure that they weren't going to pay over the odds for a digital work and automation platform. So our mentality and our strategy is we will only give you one bot. That's it, just one bot. We will treat you like our multi-hundred bot customers. And we'll do one bot. And we started with one bot, and that one bot was a success. And this company has only been with us for just over a year, and they're now on the 5th project. And by adding one bot, 2 bots, 3 bots, 4 bots, 5 bots, and those digital workers slowly start to see, and it brings the community together within that part of the business. And it is seeing something grow in front of them, because it is a very easy platform to use. And we've got partners which actually excel on supporting our clients and customers. And it is a global community that we seem to adopt. The mentality of the company is still the same of the founders. It's about customers, always customers, because all our customers matter. And that's something that's been driven and been shared by the owners of the company, all the way from Japan to Asia to America to the UK. When I got asked about the UK, would you like to lead that one? Oh, yeah, sure. And I got volunteers who actually saw the potential. So I brought people in and said, oh, here you go, we've got this, what do you think? And they're all in the industry, they're all into technology, they're all in coders, they're all in testers, they're all teachers. And it's a case of, right, how can we bring this together? And part of all this is back to that one customer that I was talking about who's in the energy industry. And they are growing, and it will grow, and more. It's just that mindset that I do like. And it's good. It's good enthusiasm.
It's very inspiring, and I think that mantra that your founders created is really very, very important for startups such as we. When I tested Argo Labs, and I saw that there is a wide range of components. Some yours, others developed by other third parties. What are your favorites and why?
Okay, all right. Okay.
I know that I'm asking you which of your child is better, but
yes. All right. We'll let the audience know that you preempted me on this question. So I went and had a look, and there's two. There's two. The building blocks are there, and it's literally click and drag and drop, and that kind of stuff. But the two functions which I really like is one is the rec, R-E-C function, or the record function. And the record function is where Stu is the studio platform, and everyone gets a studio platform, and it's unlimited. As many users you can actually get on the platform. So Stu is that it records all your screen stops. Every time you click something, it records. It records that process. And it's a very handy tool for a very quick, rudimentary, and in detail visual plan of how you actually did a process. Now, that record function you can reuse to help shape and build your automation solution. And part of that record function, you can actually share with other process users that I've gone through this process, you've gone through that process, and they can actually marry the process clicks and the screens and everything else and how they did it. Because we all know that process mining, data mining, capture mining, it's all about how people do certain things in a certain way. We've been in the business for so long. Other people have just joined the business. People know how to use keyboards, shortcut keys, F keys, etc. And also right mouse, left mouse, etc. but not everybody knows how to use it properly or how to use their particular process and their applications properly. So the record function is the first one. And then the second one from a testing point of view. So when I left the army, I went to work for Aviva, and there's some amazing people in Aviva. And I wanted to keep moving. Following my military career, is kept moving every 2 years. And one of the areas I got asked to be a test manager. I thought, right, okay. And from a testing point of view, it's actually sharing the quantitative proof that the process works. Now, part of Stu and Pam, when you run it in a test sequence, you get true test accurate details and snapshots of that particular robot or that particular task going through each individual stage. Now, part of that is part of your test plan, it's part of your test report, and also it's part of your regression testing when you want to move forward. So they're the two particular areas I do like about this, is that the testing, that it records the testing and also records the process as well. So there you go, there's the two that I like.
Fantastic, and there are many more. So if our audience want to know more, just go to Argo Labs website and find out the building blocks that they have. It's an amazing toolkit of building blocks to drag and drop and orchestrate your automation. So the tricky question is, how do you license this? I saw that you have a free trial available. So can you share more details about what is included in this free trial? And after the free trial, how is Argo Labs licensed?
Right, sure. Okay. So the mindset of actually giving somebody a platform is you have it all. Have it all. It's like test driving a car. You jump in a car and you always get the top car to drive. It's got all the bells and the whistles. You never get the L version. You always get the GTE version. Now, part of that is something that we all within Argo Labs, is that give everybody everything, because you get to see from literally downloading 10 minutes, bit of training, 90 minutes. Actually, you get to see what it's like. And literally within an hour, 2 hours, you start to use it, utilize it. You set up your supervisor, you set up your PAMs, and you go and test it, and you stand back and just watch it. So by giving our customers, our potential customers, the whole system, everything that comes with it, it actually helps them to actually stay with us, because it's a very sticky platform. We've noticed that when people have downloaded it and they start to use it, especially in the business area, they want to stick with it. Now, part of our mantra is that why do you want it for 1 month? Because if you've got a financial run, you've got another month and another month. There's no point doing it for the first end of the month and the second end of the month. So we actually thought about it within the financial side, is actually give it you 3 months. If you want it 4 months, 5 months, just ask. But we'll give you it for a minimum of 3 months. Now, part of that is that we will help you understand your task at hand. We don't want to give you 10, 20, 30 bots to go live. We'll just give you one and share that one. And by sharing that one with many other people, is that you can then slowly grow. It's up to you as a business, and especially this time of our life is where cash is becoming hard, things are becoming very expensive. So we want to stick with 1 or 2. Now, part of that, when we stick with 1 and 2, it's a case of, right, what else? Let's utilize the digital workers at the time that you've got them. There's no point having 3 or 4. And you don't need to spend the hundreds of thousands of pounds. You don't need to spend the Microsoft licenses. You don't need to spend other application licenses, because it can sit on your own desktop. You can have it as a attended automation. And if you want it unattended, we can do that so easy with the cloud. But by using it and having it on your own laptop, it means that the other 16 hours of the day that you're not using that license for, or those application licenses for, the digital worker can do a bit of work for you while you're having lunch, or while you're having a break, or in the hour of when you finish work. It can utilize the software that's on your machine. You walk away, you come back, and you've got the next day workload ready and prepared for you. So we always want to make sure that everyone gets the free trial. If in doubt, just read and watch the videos and then see how we can help you. And then after that, if in doubt, just drop us a line. And we're very easy to have a conversation. And we're worldwide. So, yeah.
I think the market is always eager for these refreshing models, and by making available the full product as a free trial, which is something that most companies don't do. They somehow downgrade the experience when you are doing a free trial, which doesn't make sense if we think through. But having this full experience, I think it helps a lot of customers to really understand the full potential of the tool, and I think it's a very smart move. So congrats on the courage to do so.
It's thought-provoking. It is thought-provoking, and it is being a disruptor, because we, in our industry, and especially in your industry as well, is that you've got to do something different. You've got to think totally out of that box, and it's so easy to do. You just got to have the drive, the passion, the innovation to actually do it.
And this connects to my next question. As far as I understood, you target a lot the SMB market, which is a market that not sure if it is yet mature on adopting automation. So what are the challenges that you find comparing this segment of SMBs with the enterprise market?
So we work with the really large corporate enterprise platforms and companies around the world. And we also work with the single Amazon seller. And within between, we've got those small, medium businesses. Now, digital technology is something that is quite new to a lot of businesses. Now, I remember when I was with Aviva, they had the digital garage, which is a really good innovation. Let's throw everybody in there. Let's have a really good way of actually thinking and changing the way that we deliver. Now, part of when you look at Google, Google is probably one of the latest, let's call it latest, software houses around the world. But however, they've got legacy systems. And those legacy systems need automation. Those legacy systems, they're not like you and I, where every year we can go and buy a nice piece of state-of-the-art technology and actually run it. We've got to use our technology in a way that actually we preserve the platform, the hardware, the peripherals. But by adding software applications such as this, it just helps them not to keep investing in hardware every year, 2 years, 3 years. Now, we try to look and help new businesses move forward, and it is the frightening of the unknown. It's about I've only just started my business off. This business is my baby. This is mine, and I don't want anybody else to come in and to look and support that. What I do want to have a look at is where my strategy is going to be, what's my vision going to be. And actually, when we start looking at invoicing and when we start looking at processes that they built from scratch over a year, 2 years, they then realize that sometimes you don't need automation. You don't need a digital solution. You just need to change the mindset, change the way that you think, add a systems thinking approach to delivery and the way that you do your business. And sometimes we've pointed out that you don't need a platform. And this really, no, you don't need it. And it is that mindset. It is that mindset. You don't need technology if you can actually change your mindset very, very easily. And culture of change is always with us. It is always with us. And with a small, medium business enterprise, especially starters, actually you can change that right at grassroots levels to actually look at the way that they build for the next 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, great piece of advice for any CEO of an SMB. Don't just throw technology when you don't need it. So change the mindset, think through the processes, change the processes. And at some point, if the technology may leverage your change, do it, but not for the sake of technology, but for the sake of helping the business to grow. You touched a set of trends along our conversation. Where do you see the intelligent automation market in 5 years?
Wow. Okay. I didn't know where I'd be in 5 years. I'm an ex-soldier.
We may all be dead, right?
Yeah. No. I'm ex-guards. I'm ex-Coldstream Guards of the British Army. Hence, I've got quite a lot of memorabilia around me. So, how did I get here? The last 10 years, I was doing digital innovation and transformation within the military. And then went to Aviva, and then Thomas Cook, and then Automation Anywhere. I kid you not. Technology is advancing so fast. Moore's law has just gone out the window, but it's still Moore's law still there, where technology advances sevenfold per annum, especially on the silicon chip. However, intelligent automation, there is huge, great boutique organizations coming like DocDigitizer, like Argo Labs, like RPA Supervisor, Agilysys Limited, and there's companies that are actually going in and turning around that mindset. Now, as soon as you see something that you want to take initiative on, you've got to grasp it. Now, where do I see intelligent automation going in 5 years? Within two industries. So you've got the public sector and you've got the private sector. The private sector will start challenging the cost of these digital platforms. The software as a service or automation as a service may come into a far easier effect. But then the likes of very quick, rapid turnaround speedboats of technology will take over these big fours. And these big four automation platforms, and also the likes of Salesforce and the likes of Workday, etc., they all need automation. They all need automation because it's not the perfect tool for everybody. So everybody who actually purchases a piece of software, a Microsoft license, etc., even if they've got a Salesforce license, even if they've got Workday, you name it, the tool is only as good as how you want to use it. And the tool is a very difficult tool to use to actually change a platform that you've spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on a platform that is not giving you exactly what you want. So I would say that the intelligent automation market in the next 5 years is going to be easier, it's going to be faster, and there's going to be more people understanding what automation is. And that automation is down to academies, it's about to education, it's about to school, it's about how children to adults to university graduates, etc. And the older generation that actually bring it in. Now, I remember I was working with somebody who wanted to automate a shopping list, and working with that little young person was, can we do this? And let's start it. And we started on that path using Python and then Argo Labs. Now imagine if the platform said, right, I want to buy a tin of baked beans. And you build your automation solution, it's on your desktop, so right, here you go, you've got this shop, that shop, that shop, that shop, and you got all this, it's the cheapest tier. And then on top of that, it then pulls the aggregate of all the grocery items you've got and says, right, I'm going to order that one. And then the bot goes and does it and organises a grocery to appear at your front door already paid. And it's easy to do now. We can do that now. And we've got customers and clients doing it in Amazon. So where I don't know. In 5 years' time, it's going to be phenomenal. But I do know it's going to be easier to use.
That is a very nice pet project, taking into consideration the inflation. So having robots to pick our groceries would be an amazing add-on to every household to save some pounds over the month.
It is available. It really is, and it's very easy to do.
Graham, I always like to ask and wrap up the conversation asking our guests for a suggestion on a book or podcast or a person. I know that you have there 3 books. Can you share them with your audience?
Yeah, sure. So the first one isn't here because something that I used to do, I used to hand out a book when I used to do some digital transformation or any transformation. And the books, I got 3 of them, handed them out, and used to sign the front page to say they read it. And once you pass the book around, it's fine. And on my LinkedIn profile, there's a cheese on the end of my name. And everyone keeps asking what that cheese is. Well, it comes from a book from Who Moved My Cheese. And that is actually a phenomenal book by Dr. Johnson Spencer. And it's great. Very, very small reading. Very, very simple to actually help and support people actually which mindset they're in into actually adopting change. But the other ones, which are really good. Now I've got a few because I'm carrying on with my education. I'm doing another course at the end of November, and they gave me some reading. First one's the technology fallacy. And it really is interesting. It is how people are real key in digital transformation and something that's never normal. And yeah, again, that's something never normal. Who won't settle for the status quo? And then a few others, which is great. Understanding atomic habits, which is something that changing your habits little bit by little bit and little bit. And then part of that is something that I met a chap, which is a really nice guy. I've watched his podcast many, many times. And it's a chap called James Smith. So James Smith, and he's a personal trainer, but with a talent of actually getting across, understanding your body, how to actually make it better, fitter, faster, helping, but also to get rid of the myths of training. So yeah, there you go. There's 4 books.
Fantastic suggestions for the raining days that are coming. At least in Portugal, it's raining a lot. So it's always very good to be at home reading a book and challenging our brain with new ideas.
Exactly.
How can our audience reach out to you?
Yes, they can. Please do. And they can contact me on LinkedIn, Graham Lee, and you've got the little cheese. And then on top of that, just reach out via Argo Labs and Agilicis, and just let's have a conversation. No problem at all.
Let me share that hosting this episode was really a pleasure to me. It's always refreshing to hear these ideas and to have people on our show that are challenging the market with new perspectives, with a really amazing product, but on top of that also a different way to address the market, a different licensing model. So I think all of that bundles together because technology by itself is it might be good, but it's not enough. We need to also rethink all the value chain, how we deliver this, how we position the markets. So thanks a lot for chatting with me and for being on our show.
Joe's brilliant. Have a good evening. Thank you. And thank you, everybody else.
I have been your host, João Fernandes, and this has been Automation Notes. See you next time.
Wow, what a fantastic show. So many incredible takeaways. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stay updated with the most recent intelligent automation trends, success stories, and promising projects, please subscribe to Automation Notes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and YouTube. You can find the links in the subscription. We release a new episode every 2 weeks. But before we leave you today, if you want to take your automation projects to an all-new level, leveraging critical data locked in your documents, photos, or emails, visit DocDigitizer.com and find out how you can deploy the world's most reliable intelligent document processing platform in less than 1 day. You can get 100% accurate data from nearly any document with close to zero setup and a full pay-per-use model all into a single API call. Whether you're looking to process a simple invoice, streamline your customer onboarding journey, or get data from your legal contracts, DocDigitizer will be your trusted IDP partner. DocDigitizer offers an all-in-one, fully managed API, making intelligent document processing truly easy. But don't just take my word for it. Take the word of leading global 2,000 organizations, all loving and using DocDigitizer to unlock hyper-automation over complex and unstructured mission-critical processes. DocDigitizer is helping companies across multiple industries to reach their full potential through data by empowering their digital transformation, driving operational efficiency and human productivity, unlocking the power of their data.